So, whatever happens to us in life is exactly what we need, exactly what we always needed, exactly what we always required in order to become the person that deserves everything that we dream of. Everything in life, every bad situation, every bad circumstance, every person that made us feel lacking or made us feel unworthy or made us feel like we were not enough. Every person that came into our life, every situation that taught us that maybe we were not treating ourselves correctly, all of that came to us because it was required and it was needed, it was important. So we need to stop working in a place where we feel like a victim of our life. And this is, I know it's easier said than done, but it is also required to be done. It is also required that we understand that we will always blame, not in a harsh way, not in a way that makes us feel like, oh, why was I always making excuses? No, we were not making excuses, but the life that we were given, sometimes life gets so harsh and it gets so tough that we start to think of it as ourself. We start to confuse our circumstances and we start to think of them as our identity. Instead of making it seem like, oh, this completely not connected to me, happened to me. Okay, not connected to me. Bad circumstance, not connected to me, happened to me. Bad person, not connected to me, but happened to me. We start to merge the two and we start to think if something bad is happening to me, then maybe I am bad. Or maybe just because I am in a tough circumstance, that means that maybe my life is not supposed to be easy. Or just because maybe in one situation I was not loved correctly, that means that love is not for me. And if maybe somebody did not see my value and did not pay me correctly or did not remunerate me correctly, or I did not get my worth, that probably means that maybe I am not that kind of person, who deserves all that I actually dream of. It is important to understand that what is happening to you and who you are two different things, and they are not connected at all. What is happening to you is a circumstance, and who you are is of value, is a person who is being molded and worked on and being beautifully, just all the resources, all the tools are being put on you right now to mold you into the person that deserves everything that you dream of. If we start thinking of an artist, let's say we start thinking of a sculptor, and let's say he is chiseling down stone, and to him, he sees beauty in that stone, right? So the universe could be seeing beauty in you. So to the sculptor, he sees beauty in the stone and he wants the most beautiful version of that stone to come out. He sees the shape of the stone and he sees what can come out of the stone that is going to make it look absolutely incredible, right? The same stone can be used for two different purposes. The same stone that can maybe be used as weight to put something down or keep something down can also be used as art that can uplift people, inspire people. So, the amount of chiseling that a simple weight will require and the amount of chiseling that a sculpture will require will be different. So, you need to understand that maybe life is being harsh and maybe life is being tough because you are meant for more and not less. And we need to stop understanding that maybe every time that a hammer comes towards us, or maybe a chisel comes toward us, it is trying to punish us. Maybe it's not trying to punish us. Maybe it's trying to mold us into the version of ourselves that the world needs to see. Okay. And we do not come ready. We only come worthy. We don't come ready. We become ready over time. We prepare ourselves to become the kind of version that can hold our greatest, highest self inside of us. And that highest self also exists. I remember there was this one time I was speaking to my friend, and this was a question I used to worry about a lot. And I used to constantly think, I used to think, "Oh, why is my life so hard? Like, maybe I'm not a good person, and maybe that is why my life is hard." And I don't know why, but this friend of mine also aimed at me and she said, "Why are some people's lives hard and others are simpler?" At this point, I kind of panicked because I thought, okay, this friend of mine is asking me a question from like a genuine place of concern. Like this is a very pivotal question she's asking me, and I need to answer it correctly. And I reached inside of myself and I said, maybe our journeys are supposed to be bigger. Maybe we are supposed to become something greater. And that is why we're going through tougher lessons, right? And that's it. Like maybe, yeah, some people have easier lives, but maybe they are already that they need to be. Maybe they have become everything they need to be. Maybe we are not. And when she was okay with that answer, I quickly stopped talking because I was like, okay, now I'm going to say something that's not going to be correct. So let's just stop here. But the more time went by, I realized that was the right answer. Okay. And it was correct. We are never being tortured. We're never going through painful situations for no reason at all. It's not that we are deserving of all that pain. We're not deserving of that pain. It's just that the pain is an after effect of being molded. And every time, we think of the hero's journey, right? We look at movies and we get inspired and we think, oh wow, like look at this person, what he has achieved or she has achieved. Like this I could do this, right? I have the power inside me to do this. I have the capacity. Like I see myself doing something like this. But when the hammer comes, then that opinion completely changes and we think, oh, maybe I'm not being now being punished. Maybe I'm not worthy. So that's why the hammer is coming down. From the stone's perspective, the hammer is always the enemy, right? Because the stone doesn't understand. The stone doesn't understand what's happening right now. It does not want the hammer to come down because why would it? It feels unpleasant, right? Feels harsh. It feels unnecessary. But at the same time, if the stone just said, just leave me alone, like I don't want to go through this, then the stone would just be a stone. The stone would dream of a future in which people saw its potential. It would dream of a future where people looked at it and thought, wow, how magnificent uh, art this is, or a beauty that it is. Like how good do I feel just being in its presence? And the stone would just disconnect from the hammer, would just keep on dreaming. But when the hammer comes down, thinks of it as an enemy. So it's not always that we are being in painful situations because it's what we deserve. It's because that is what is required to get the best out of us. Everything that has become anything, when we think about, let's say, diamonds that grow in deep pressure or gold that needs to be melted to become into beautiful jewelry that women wear or men wear around their necks to, like, as a sign of prestige, as a sign of value, like to tell themselves and the world around them that, like, look, I have value. See, I have value. And that metal at that time, if it had started protesting, if the diamond had said that, I don't want to go through this, like it feels uncomfortable, unnecessary, like why should I go through this? What have I done? Then the coal would be a coal. It would never become a diamond. And it would dream of one day where people would look at it and it would shine and it would sparkle. But then we need to stop the resistance. We need to stop acting out when good things are happening or are being planned for us. Nothing is happening in our life to torture us, to punish us. It needs to be it needs to become clearer and clearer to us that if situations are strange, if people are strange, if we are going through a place in our life where it feels uncomfortable, then what is the blessing behind this that is being manufactured for us? If everything in our life has turned out good, and let's say we go back 5 years and we start to think of how life was at that time, or let's say we compare it to today, then life today would be much better. If we go back 10 years and we compare it to 5 years ago, and we compare the two, we will always realize that life got better 5 years ago. If you go back 30 years and go back 10 years, then 10 years ago life would be better. So if life always gets better, and right now we're going through circumstances which feel difficult, which feel harsh, then what is it that is about to come out of this also, right? How is my life getting better? And that is also a great way to manifest things, right? Every time something strange, you feel that, maybe harsh is coming to you. If you start just anticipating something good coming out of it, then that is another way to bring it towards us faster, to make us think, oh, this is completely unnecessary. Like, why is this happening? So, if this is happening, then what good is coming to me? What good is coming my way? And it is a difficult shift. It's not an easy shift. At the same time, if we start thinking of it as an easy shift, becomes simpler, right? If we believe that we are being worked on in our favor, if that is our assumption, if we can bring ourselves to that assumption, which makes us think that, life has always worked out for me. And it might not have looked like it, but it has. Like there have been moments in my life where I have felt extreme joy and felt miracles in my life happening, right? Could have been one, could have been two, but they happened, right? And life did get better. So if I am actually heading towards better, then maybe I do not have anything to worry about. Maybe I do not have anything to panic about. And the moment we start to believe that, you know what, I don't care what's happening right now, I think it will get better because it has always gotten better. And not that we start attracting bad things to ourselves now just so that the pain can increase. But if the pain is there, then understanding and pain is there because maybe something is growing, right? Birthing of life is the most painful experience that a person can go through, but it leads to this magical experience that people dream of and crave of. And it's the kind of unconditional love that people really want in their life. That's why people get so attached to their children, right? And the whole process is not pleasant. At the same time, it's transformational. And the moment you're done, you look back and you think, whoa, like, did that really happen? Like, was I able to go through this? And how was I able to go through this? It seems extraordinary that you have accomplished it. So when we think of a hero's journey and we think, whoa, like I could do that. But the moment the problems come, the moment the chisel comes and we start to worry about it, then we're kind of pushing away the hero's journey, isn't it? And the only reason it's happening to you is because it can happen to you, because you are the hero, right? You are the hero. And that's why world feels harsh right now, not forever. But it feels harsh right now because you deserve so much better. You deserve so much better. And the hammer would not come down on ordinary stones. Every person has a place in life and a place that they have chosen. It's not that the universe is being harsh to them. We come down on this planet, we take a birth on this planet, assuming a role. And we take that role and we come down and we say, okay, I'll do this. Okay, I'll play this. Fine, I'll do this. And we come here and we'll say, okay, these are the lessons I want to learn. And most of our life is reflecting back those lessons to us. So people are not being incorrectly treated. That is the life they planned for when they came here, because that life gives them the opportunity to learn the lessons. Let's say we wanted to teach our children about jealousy or competition, right? What would we do? We would put them in a place where they were surrounded by people that were better than them, right? And that's how they would learn about competition and jealousy. But we would never read a book to them. Like, that would not be the best way to make the child understand what competition is or what jealousy is. It's always easier. Like, even in school, remember, we used to learn theory and we used to learn practical, and we used to always prefer practical lessons because we understood things much faster when we saw them happening. This life is a practical lesson of all the theory we want to learn, because this is an easier way to do it. It's a more richer way to do it. We absorb things much faster this way. So just like a child learning competition, going through kids around him or her that are better than them, maybe, or maybe are more skilled than them, learns the skill faster. We are also learning. We are also learning how exactly to become a much better version of ourselves. So it's time to stop hating the chisel. It is time to stop hating the hammer. Life is harsh. Yes, it's okay. Okay, it's only harsh because you can handle it. I remember this one time, this person said something nice to me. This person said, I did not notice like how strong you were being at that point. And I replied that, I was able to become that strong because I always believed that uh, I said the exact words were that God will not put me in a position that I will not be able to handle. That is my belief. And whatever is happening right now, I know it's only happening because it will not break me. And if it were meant to break me, it would not be happening right now. So if your belief is something in terms like that, if you always believe that, hey, whatever bad thing has happened, I have come out of it. And I have come out of it stronger, better, and more like faster, better, stronger, right? So if you also believe that way, if you also believe that, hey, I've only gotten better with time, then that in itself is proof that whatever was happening to you was a blessing.